Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and let's talk, guys, about Overwatch League. Now, this thing has been a huge success. It hasn't even finished yet. Today is the final day of the opening week for Overwatch League. So the streams will start within a few hours. In fact, actually, no, they've already started by the time I put this video out. I get very confused, ladies and gentlemen, with time zones because I've got my GMT, so like my UK time on my laptop, and I've got like... yeah, I just get confused. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Overwatch League. This is I think this is a massive seminal moment in esports because I've got to be honest, right? I didn't expect we'd get 400,000 viewers on the first stream. That is a mind-blowing amount of people. I was expecting maybe 150k, if that. But when, I mean... it's just so awesome to me because I was there in the crowd and we all got our phones out because we were like, hey, let's check the viewing figures on Twitch. And we're like, wow, this is amazing. It's got 400,000 viewers. And I think it sort of settled at around about 375,000 for on average for the whole first day. That is ridiculous. The second day, I think we went down to about 250,000. So it kind of did drop down a little bit there. But I guess that's to be expected, right? Because that's sort of the hype of wow, this brand new thing. What's it going to be like? Is it going to fail? Everybody wants to know what it is. Loads of different, people from tons of different games came in to watch it because they wanted to see what this big show was all about. Now, for me, I've been in a very unique position because I've been able to go around behind the scenes. I've been through all of the backstage area. I've seen all of the fancy stuff they do behind, but they won't let me film behind there, which is a bit of a shame. But if I can somehow work that out, guys, I will try and get that film for you guys so you can sort of see what it's like, because it's really cool. There's so much security here as well, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So you've got a backstage area where all the production guys are, where the people who run Overwatch League are, and then you've got sort of a backstage area, like a training area, where all of the teams are. And the cool thing with this is, you're next door to all the other teams, so there's a pretty long corridor, and each team has got its own room, and it's really cool because it's got the sort of team logo on the wall. You've probably seen it in my announcement video for the Spitfire thing, where you can sort of see the Spitfire logo on the door. Well, all of those doors have all got the logos of the teams on. Now, you have an access card, which will get you into your team. You can't just walk into another team's room because that would be very dodgy, ladies. You could just be like, hi guys, I've come to look at your strategies. Would you tell me what they are? So you can't go into other people's team rooms. So that's a nice little bit of security there. But the cool thing is you meet all the other players, so the teams actually are quite close to each other. So if they go and get something to eat from the canteen or they go into the player lounge, there might be other players in there from all the other teams, and they get to know each other and they talk to each other. It's a really cool environment. Anyway, let's talk about the stage, because the stage is completely ridiculous. So it's actually bigger than I thought it would be. Now, I thought this was going to be really small, because generally things on TV look bigger than they are. At least that's from my experience of this. Especially when you see people on TV, you think, wow, that guy must be really tall. But then when you meet them, they're not actually that tall. And, it sort of adds weight to you, doesn't it? The camera or something, I don't know. But yeah, the actual arena itself is pretty big. When I'm sitting down in the front rows, which is the best place to sit by an absolute mile, because you're sort of covered in the screen because it wraps around the sides. And the best way I've found of explaining this, it feels like a virtual reality headset. If you've got an Oculus Rift, or you've got a HTC Vive, or a PSVR, you put that thing, or even just the is it the Galaxy Gear VR, the one for the mobile phone, you put that on your head, it feels like that. It's very surreal. It's an awesome feeling, and it's really high production quality as well. It's not just really low resolution, so you guys can't really tell with the when they do the camera shots. It's not. It's really high res, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I just can't believe it. It's crazy. But all the seating behind, I think it holds about 400 people. It was full yesterday, which I thought was pretty ridiculous, because it was a Friday and it was full around about. I think the games kicked off at 4, so around about 5. Maybe 4:30, the arena was full, and I was really surprised with that, because I was expecting, hey, this is not a great time, people might be at work, or they're coming back for from work or from school, much like on the Thursday as well, when the first Spitfire game happened. It was the first game of the day, so I was expecting the arena to be not very full, but it wasn't packed because it was really early, but it was full. Today is going to be interesting because the games start at 11 a.m. local time, I think, and that's Spitfire, the first game. But it's a weekend, so it's going to be really, really super interesting to see how many people turn up. There were queues down the street for the first opening day, which I think is crazy, because when you think of Overwatch League, one of the things they're trying to do with this is have it so there's a live viewing experience. Like, you can come and you can watch Overwatch League. Yes, I know it's in Burbank. Yes, I know it's in California. It's in LA. It's not like we can just come over here and be like, oh yeah, I'm off to go and watch Overwatch. If you live in LA, it's gonna, I mean, that's great, right? It's $20, I think, for a ticket, and it's the whole day. Like, you get your ticket, you get your pass, you walk, you go through the shop area, you've got the entrance to the stands, and you just sort of go straight in, and you can just sit wherever you like. There will be some like reserved seatings, because sometimes you have like VIPs and people like that. There's also a fancy skybox area where you need to be a super VIP to get into that. It's just so cool. Like, it is a really good experience, and I think what this proved to me is Overwatch is actually really watchable in a live environment. Now, I've seen Overwatch in quite a few live environments. Like, when you think back to, if you guys can remember this, there was a thing called the ESL Atlantic Showdown, which happened in Germany in 2016. And Envious won this with Internet Hulk. And they, oh no, sorry, did they? No, they didn't. Sorry, they didn't. Who won that? Because that was right. It was the end of Envious's win streak. That was it. You know, I forgot who won that. It wasn't Rogue. It was... You know what? I'm going to Google it in the middle of recording in my awesome hotel room. I'm going to Google this. I'm sure Tavik was on the team that won it. So it would have been... Yeah, it might have been right. Hang on. ESL Atlantic. I mean, you guys are probably like started shouting the answer at me, but whatever. Let's see who won it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, no, it was Rogue. Yeah, because Tavik was on Rogue, then moved to Mystics. Anyway, yeah, so I was right. And Reunited came second. Oh, Envious came third. So yeah, what the hell was it? Anyway, who cares? What I'm saying is I was there at the start of that, and that was in Germany, and because there's certain laws in Germany, you can't show the act of shooting somebody to a crowd that's under the age of 18 or 21. So what they have to do, because there'll obviously be children walking around Gamescom, is put it in the corner with these big curtains around it. So like you have to be age checked to get in there. So there was like not very many people there, maybe like 30 or 40 people. And then you go forward to the Overwatch the World Cup qualifiers in Santa Monica. Was it Santa Monica? Yeah, in the aircraft hangar. That was cool. There was like maybe, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 people in there. That was awesome. And then you go to the World Cup finals that I was at BlizzCon in the arena, and that was like 4,000 plus people. That was packed. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. And then you go to Overwatch League, which is smaller than the World Cup is, but like the production value is just off the scale, and it's like totally built for Overwatch, that arena is, and it's such a really good like experience. Like, what I want to try and do is, especially with the way I work with Spitfire now, it would be awesome if we could do some competitions where we fly people out, like from Europe or like from wherever the hell you are, provided you're not like an LA local, I guess, and show you what this is like, because this is so cool. Anyway, what I want you guys to tell me before I just go into my final thoughts on this is, what do you think about Overwatch League? Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who are probably like, didn't really care about esports. Like, to say that I cared about esports would have been... no, that would have been true, actually, because I've always been a fan. Like, I've always watched Overwatch Esports. I've watched StarCraft 2 Esports. That's where kind of like my esports viewing started, I guess. It's actually where my YouTube channel started, back in like 2010 or something ridiculous like that. No, 2012. I don't know. It was a long time ago, but it was StarCraft 2 that I was watching at the time. Overwatch, I've followed it since it began. It's awesome. But what I want to know is, are you guys actually into it now? Now you get to see this like level of production, because all of the other Overwatch esports stuff was very sort of not poorly made, but very low production quality in a way, apart from the official Blizzard stuff, apart from the, you know, the World Cup, which isn't kind of really esports. That's like it's almost like an exhibition, the World Cup is, because yes, you've got the best players from your countries, but you're putting them together in a team that necessarily they don't play in, you know, so it's like it's a bit hard. Like, some countries can perform better than other countries. I mean, the UK performed really well, and hopefully we can do that again this year. But yeah, have you guys watched this and thought, actually, this is really interesting and I really like this? What I want to really know though is, can you tell what's going on the screen? Now, for me, I get most of the stuff that's happening on the screen, and that's a pretty crazy thing to say, because I play Overwatch all day and make videos on Overwatch all day. It is literally my life. So you would think that I would be able to pick up most things that happen. but I don't. There are some things which kind of you miss because it's too hectic. I know the guys who work on the production and the observing, and the guys who do the statistics, and the guys who do the these are like the unsung heroes of Overwatch League, and because like without those guys you wouldn't have a viewing experience. They are really working hard on trying to use what they've got to make it more easy for us to digest what's going on the screen, and that's awesome. Like it does make it a better viewing experience. But I want you guys to let me know what you think. What I'm very interested in is if you didn't care at all about esports and had never watched it at all, and this is your very first experience. So you've loaded up the Battle.net launch, you've gone, oh look, Overwatch League, yeah, let's check this out. Maybe you've watched my videos in the past where I've spoke about Overwatch League teams, maybe you've seen other videos, maybe you've seen, I don't know, people tweeting about it or whatever, and you thought, hey, I'll check this out, I'll see what this is all about. And after doing that, what are your thoughts? Are you going to come back for this? A very interesting thing I found happening to me is I will sit there and watch game after game after game after game. Like, yes, I support London Spitfire. Yes, I'm kind of part of London Spitfire. But I watch the other teams as well. Like, I was watching Dallas versus LA Valiant yesterday, which was a bit of an upset, which again, actually, this is a thing we can talk about. There's been a lot of upsets. Like, people were saying that certain teams were way better than other teams, and that's not actually happening. Like, you look at Dallas, I think they've got some issues, but I still think they're a strong team. I think they just need to work on, it looks like they've got shot calling problems. They're very, like, disorganized at points. I think when they sort that out, they'll probably be pretty good. You've got LA Valiant, who are performing like really well, like much better than people thought. You've got Philadelphia Fusion, who everybody thought were just going to be terrible because they've only really just got here, sort of thing. But they beat Houston Outlaws. See, even I'm getting confused with the team because there's so many games. They beat Houston Outlaws, who people thought would easily beat them. So there's lots of stuff going on, and this makes it exciting. This makes it very watchable. Like, there are very few matchups here which you think, I'm not going to watch that. Because I'm a fan of the English Premier League, and there will be games which you're just not going to watch. Like, who the hell would watch? No offense to these teams, but like, I'm not gonna name any teams, but let's just say if it's not title contender matches, if it's not like Arsenal versus Chelsea, so like a big local derby, or Manchester United versus Manchester City, or Arsenal versus Tottenham, games like that, which are going to be great, or Liverpool versus Everton. You'll watch those, and loads of people will watch those, but other games people won't. Now, what might happen in the future is people might Overwatch League might start developing that, so you'll develop these rivalries. So I think like right now we've got rivalries between Seoul and Spitfire, and it's a shame they're not in the same division, because those two teams, obviously they're two Korean teams, but they've got history with each other, those players have, so that's going to be awesome to see those teams go head to head when they eventually do. But you've got like, Dallas and Houston, they're from the same state, they're from Texas, that's going to be a natural sort of rivalries. There's going to be loads of stuff going on, but I'm really excited, and I am really taken back by the quality of this show. It has been ridiculous, and I can't believe it got like 400,000 views on the opening day. That is insane. I guess now we need to see if it can sustain this, because there is a lot of Overwatch coming. This happens every week, so we've got these 3 days every week, and we're going to get to see how people digest this content. We've got the Overwatch League skins. They're probably going to introduce ways of us earning the points by watching the streams, getting drops from watching Twitch. It's just going to be ridiculous. But guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. It's easy for me to kind of get caught up in this because I am like right in the Overwatch League right now. I am there. I'm at Burbank. I'm in the studios. This, so I can sort of be like, wow, everything's amazing. What is it like for you as people on the outside watching in? Are you enjoying this show? Let me know. Guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost, and I've got to get changed because I need to get to the arena and get ready for Spitfire's game. It's going to be beautiful. All right, well, Spitfire. This should be called Spitfires, shouldn't they? It doesn't make sense, does it? Like one Spitfire, London Spitfires. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, you can subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.